habits of works and learning have 3 key strands. We refer to these as our howls. Today we will explore what work hard looks like at Greentop School. Our howls for work hard are: I produce my best work in lessons, I improve my work based on critique, and I work independently on tasks. We refer to these every day in our crew sessions and our learning sessions.
In our work, we complete multiple drafts listening to the critique of our friends and teachers. The critique we offer is kind, specific and helpful, and this helps us to work hard to be the very best version of ourselves. We always celebrate the work we have done publicly with our school and wider community. In our most recent expedition, we learned about deforestation and endangered animals. Our final product was beautiful work which enabled us to share our message around forest fires and the impact on animals in our local woodland. We are activists for positive change in our community through the beautiful work we do.
It is an example of my DT work. It was completed as part of our What Are the Secrets of Chocolate expedition. I know that I worked hard and produced my best work at the end of the DT lesson because I explored different types of packaging and I worked from a model of excellence.
My collage work has a purpose and appears in a film clip sharing beautiful work across the Trust schools and our social media channels.
All of our expedition work has a final product and we always work hard and produce multiple drafts to ensure our learning is the best it can be. This is an example of a final product from an expedition that was celebrated in our local doctor's surgery where our boards were put on display for patients to see.
In early years we learnt about nature and created the nature's alphabet which was in our local park. We remind people about looking after nature in our park and not dropping litter.
We enable our students to produce the best work in every lesson by ensuring they know the minimum expectation for their individual learning journey.
As we are a crew and we work hard, not only for ourselves but in order to not let our crew down.
We never leave anyone behind and if someone needs support, we work with our crew leader and collaboratively to support them to achieve their minimum expectation every day.
Throughout our lessons and cycles of learning, we have embedded the culture and language of critique. Our students choose to improve their work to be the best it can be through the peer and teacher feedback they receive.
An example of this is in our English work. We complete a draft piece of work, a touchdown, and our peers critique this against the end of the year expectation and a rubric. We then improve our work based on the peer critique we receive to create our best piece of work in our final touchdown.
We work collaboratively in all our lessons and learn from each other as well as from our teachers. However, we always produce an independent piece of work, such as our exit ticket to show understanding.
After a lesson working collaboratively in maths, we would complete a maths mat or a selection of questions independently so we can show what we have learned and our teachers can assess our understanding.
We use a range of protocols in the lesson to check for understanding and ensure children are working hard. For teachers, this allows them to identify if a child needs support with their understanding of a new concept.
Popcorn is a protocol I use in English to recap the features of a specific genre in writing at the start of a draft touchdown lesson. I like popcorn because the confident children initiate this session. However, by the end, almost all children who have an idea to share are able to do so.
I like to use the protocol called Cold Call. The children love this as it's a quick fire way to check for understanding. We often use it in our maths lessons to check previous learning or to recap things such as times table facts or number bonds.
In nursery we use Think, Pair, Share, often to allow the children to talk with one of their friends before sharing their idea. This not only supports them with their ideas but also with their speaking and listening skills, taking turns in conversation.
Another protocol that we often use is whip around. I like to use this in expedition lessons. For example, I recently used it in a science lesson about sound. I initially used this protocol as part of my assessment for learning. I used it again partway through the lesson to address any misconceptions, and finally I used it in tandem with other protocols at the end of the lesson to help the children reflect on their learning. Whip Around works in two ways for the children. Firstly, it pushes the children to consider what they have learnt or what they know. Secondly, it enables children to quickly share their ideas and thoughts with their peers.
We use the language of critique with our staff, parents and students. In doing so, we're able to accept all feedback, both positive and negative, to ensure we all work hard to be the very best version of ourselves.
Throughout the year, staff are asked to give feedback on their own work through collaborative book looks, pledges after a CPD session, or their views around something that is happening in school.
Through the use of our critique centre systems, I Notice, I Praise and I Wonder, staff are able to accept critique in a positive way and act on the feedback they receive.
When asking parents for feedback, we do so in the same way. Parents are often asked for feedback and share their views through the language of critique because they're provided with a framework to do so.
I am a Green Top parent. 2 of my children currently attend the school. One of them has been there now over 6 years. The great thing for me about Green Top is the lines of communication. They are so open and honest, and they always welcome feedback. They're always striving to do better. As a parent, I feel happy communicating face-to-face, phone, or usually for me it is a late night email, and you can guarantee I will always get a reply. The thing with Green Top as well is they take everything on board. They listen, and the most important thing for me is they contact you again and ask, how are things going? Has this worked? Can we do any more? And as a parent, I couldn't ask for anything better than that. They're an absolutely fantastic school. They take on board any kind of suggestions. They support the local community, and I'm just so comfortable, and I know many other parents are as well. Green Top are great.
As a school, we work hard to be the very best school we can be by listening to the feedback given by children, staff and parents at every opportunity.